Hey, welcome to this week's Sunday preview. And this week we've got a reading from chapter 17 of St. Matthew's Gospel. And it's about the Transfiguration of Jesus. It says, Jesus took Peter, James, and his brother John and led them up a high mountain by themselves. And he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became white as light. And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, conversing with him. And Peter said to Jesus in reply, Lord, it is good that we are here. If you wish, I will make 3 tents here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. While he was still speaking, behold, a bright cloud cast a shadow over them. Then from the cloud came a voice that said, This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him. When the disciples heard this, they fell prostrate and were very much afraid. But Jesus came and touched them, saying, Rise, do not be afraid. When the disciples raised their eyes, they saw no one else but Jesus alone. As they were coming down the mountain, Jesus charged them, Do not tell the vision to anyone until the Son of Man has been raised from the dead. The Gospel of the Lord. Well, this Gospel passage really stands out in the whole Gospel because it's the only time, apart from miracles, that Jesus does in curing the sick and healing people. It's the only time he does anything extraordinary that draws attention to himself and his divinity. No, he becomes transfigured in a blaze of glory, let's say. And he does it only for these 3 chosen apostles, the leaders of the apostles. But it stands out because Jesus doesn't go put on spectacular works, He doesn't make a mountain move or, lift a city up off its moorings. He's just focused on healing and curing people. But this was a different moment where he wanted to show them the glory of his divinity. And their reaction is very much like the reaction of all the people in the Old Testament who encounter God or the divine or something supernatural like an angel. They're afraid. They're in awe. They're overwhelmed. And that was the way it was. Whenever we contact God, we know we're out of our league, so to speak. And fear overcomes us. And the voice that comes from heaven is, Do not be afraid. This is my beloved Son. And that's what Jesus does for us. He makes the divine accessible. He makes God something not to be feared, but he refers to God as his Father and our Father. And he teaches us that we can be at peace with God and that he is the image of God for us. Do not be afraid, he says over and over and over again in the Gospel. Don't be afraid because of your sinfulness, your unworthiness, because God has come to you. And we're creatures of that good God who loves us and wants to be in a relationship with us.